nature of us, nature of universe. Hello everyone. I'm starting this new YouTube channel where I would be talking about how universe manifests and continues. This channel is going to be little different from other channels broadcasting in this very wide topic, in a sense that here we will not only take in discrete bits from the sciences, but we will take into account our own nature or rendering as a pieces of a big puzzle toward assembling a complete, all-encompassing picture of reality. So we have cognitive and perceptive elements, and we have scientific inputs from physics, both classical as well as current. And occasionally we will also have the pillar of mathematical accuracy towards seeing a fuller, bigger picture of reality. And that's a lot to sum up, and I am sure there is skepticism plentiful when I say this. But perhaps if we envision the landscape from a particular angle, the resolve itself becomes simpler, even in the complexity of incorporating hard-lined takes from different sources. That pitch aside, said it differently, I am sure most of us already know that there are rigorously scientific and the associated philosophical videos broadcast by renowned individuals that impart immense knowledge and awareness. But the purpose of this channel is to see those major chunks of information in a broader limelight, sort of transcend over the boundaries of discrete visions. Hi, my name is Neeti Sinha. I am trained as a scientist. In past, I have done research in biophysical fields, specifically protein structure function relations, computational drug design and optimizations, nature of that sort. In past few years, I have also done scientific outreach in leading and evolving areas of physics. A few years ago, I wrote a book titled Physical Laws of Mathematical Universe. Who are we? And this is the book, Physical Laws of Mathematical Universe. Who are we? And as you would note that this isn't exactly an outreach style write-up, and that would be correct. It is rather an assemblage of ideas per se, interpretations emanating from theories and observations in current physics. But the reason I am bringing up this book right here is to highlight that for me, this book comes to be a sharp pivot from past to right here, this channel. A lot of what I will say here has scientific bearing to it, stemming from my own scientific background as well as my deep reliance in the process of science itself. And although I have since long desired to understand the nature of reality, I have relentlessly dwelled in the fields of sciences, even for patterns that are purely perceptive or cognitive. Put another way, I think we will all agree that even if science cannot tell the truth all the way, it surely does align with it or even leads to it. It is the interpretation we get stuck at. So the subjects of this channel as well as the main theme is something that is deeply intimate to me. It is a part of me, which is perceptive bearing that is inexorably entrenched into the landscape that we forge to image. And this very quest very recently has brought me to the gist of the image of reality that we are trying to capture. And at the face of it, it is not absolutely apparent what it is, the correct understanding of which is quintessential that can lead us to the right path. An aspect, so to say, when accurately resolved, has a potential to set it straight, the entire puzzle. The misplacement of the very same scrambles the landscape. Misaligns scientific observations. Scientific theories and observations proven over and over misfit with each other, scrambling flares instead of flawless aligning, which is a must because empirical observations do not delude. But even more importantly, from my perspective, once we have two disparate empirical observations that misfit with each other, and we march on in that very scrambled premise to further understand a fuller and a bigger picture of reality, the picture becomes even more blurry. And that isn't so surprising. So what it is, that one thing, a linchpin, so to say, when correctly pinned, can unscramble the picture of reality into something that makes sense to us, assimilates disparate empirical observations, brings us a resolved picture. Most succinctly put, it is a stance of observer. Most comprehensively put, it is a stance of observer. It is the stance of observer. Obviously, I will have a lot to say on the subject, as flurry of thoughts surely never had, stemming from scientific reasoning and deduction. The only thing I would say right now is that my reasoning or our reasoning in this channel vis-a-vis stance of observer is different from what that has been alluded to in scientific framework or otherwise. I want to leave you curious, but meanwhile I want to invite you to explore my blog, The Magnified Universe, where in past I have written scientific outreach style posts in leading and evolving areas of physics. And as I have mentioned earlier, this YouTube channel is a shift from that premise, in the sense that here we are marching on to understand an all-encompassing picture of reality while holding on to the observations of sciences. Your comments, suggestions, involvement will only help me navigate best way possible as we march on to understand a fuller, all-encompassing picture of reality. Please do not hesitate to reach me out if you have any questions at all. And I will see you in the next video. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.